Awesome Rider review.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the Wave 3 of Power Rangers Samurai 4-inch figures. This line includes Super Samurai Red Ranger, Green Ranger, and Blue Ranger, as well as regular mode Yellow and Pink, and the Master Xandred figure. So, what should I get started with? Let's do the Super modes first. These, if you don't know, like in Xandred, just are like the regular guys with coats over them. They're using the same exact figure mode with just a giant coat over it. Let's take this out for a sec. As you can see, same exact figure, pretty nice helmet, decent sculpt, same exact figure underneath. But then we got the white coat here, which is a little big, in my opinion, from the show, which I like half have a problem with. I think it looks a little silly, but on the other hand, it looks a little bit like more epic in certain ways, but it does look a little big, like around here. But the paint's pretty nice on it. It's got like a really nice glossy white, and the gold trim's done really nice here, and a nicely painted Shiba symbol here. His belt's just kind of bland as usual. What's really nice about the big coat is down here, is it looks really epic and almost flowy, which is pretty cool. I really enjoy that. On the back here we have like the Super Xandred symbol, I think is what it is, because it's like the Shiba symbol combined with that disc symbol. Not disc symbol, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, but it's nicely painted, and this bottom part here gets a really epic flow going on. Articulation wise, same as the last wave. He's got kind of a like hinges joint here that moves all around 360. Single elbow joint. Head goes around 360 and up and down. You can probably get it all the way. It's a little bit hindered by the back of his coat. Nice leg joint here. Single knee joint. You got swiveling. It's obviously hindered by the coat. One thing I'm very disappointed about is that I have loose legs on this one and several of the other ones. The Mega Mode figures all suffered from loose legs, but the regular modes didn't, so I was actually really excited to pick up these figures because I really enjoyed this mold, and was very disappointed to find that they suffered from loose legs, which is very odd since they're using the same base. But anyway, and here's what he comes with, which is the spin sword with what is in Xandred known as the Inromaru, which is likely what the black box is going to turn into. I say likely just in case it doesn't turn out to be. And for the record, this is filmed before the second half of Samurai. I get comments on my old Samurai reviews all the time informing me of all this stuff that I didn't know at the time of the review, because I filmed most of my early Samurai reviews before the show premiered. It's probably going on that rant. So, still a nice looking figure, just pretty disappointed with the QC issues. I'm not going to go over articulation for the next two since it's the same, just to show you the figures. Here's Blue. Like I said, articulation is the same. Same exact base mold. Decent head sculpt here. The visor on Blue's always looked a little big to me, but it's still decent. The coat, also very nice. Got the epic flowiness. The nice symbol on the back. His legs are actually tight, which is pretty nice. One thing I forgot to show here, there's a little thing on the side, and you can clip in your whoops, wrong hole. Clip this into the side, which I don't remember ever being done in Xandred, but very cool. Blue looks cool, and he's actually got tight joints, which pleases me. So if we'll stand. Alright, now we have Green. Same deal here. Using the same mold. Nice helmet sculpt. Nicely done robe. Epic flowiness. His legs are a little bit loose. Not quite as bad. It's like red's the loosest, blue's not loose at all, and green's somewhere in the middle. But he looks pretty nice still. Like, it's so weird because sometimes I'll look at it and like, man, their heads look tiny for these coats, but then sometimes I'll be like, man, that looks pretty badass. Alright, so now let's do the regular girls. Whoops. These, the regular girl figures, not in any power mode, didn't get released in the last wave, so they're being released now, which I really don't understand. I'll do a little mini rant about that in a minute. But so they look pretty nice, actually. The helmet here on hers looks pretty nice. It looks a little strange, kind of like, not in the same way, but kind of like the figure arts did, but it looks a little strange, but it still looks pretty neat. There's just some kind of stylized something about it, I don't know. But it looks good. Her proportions are done very well, as you can see. No, just kidding. But, like, the pink is a little dark, if you compare it to, like, the show or, like, the figure art, but it's still, like, the proportions are really well done. She looks pretty streamlined nicely. And the skirt is, like, a hard plastic. There's no switching around like figure arts, but overall, the girls look pretty good. Articulation, nice rotating joint here. Single elbow joint. 360 head articulation, can move up and down slightly. The legs are on the same type of joint as the guys, with a joint here that moves all around like a ball joint, and a single joint, but it's very hindered by the skirt, which I've just kind of come to expect by now. And then she comes with the standard spin sword that the previous versions came with. And they continued this stylized look from the last wave, which were like, what if the other guy's weapons were used for a final attack, like the Fire Smasher, but they didn't keep the disc gimmick. Like, when I saw these pictures, I'm like, oh, there's probably all these discs behind here. But there's not even a disc on hers. It's, instead of being like a regular fan, it's like the spiked fan, which actually, upon looking at it, it's actually kind of neat and kind of cooler than what she has. But at least it's got some bit different paint, which is neat. But I don't know why they did that and then didn't continue the idea. At least I kind of thought the idea behind using all the weapons for finishers was cool. So now we have yellow here. Again, a pretty nice sculpt. The head sculpt slash helmet sculpt is pretty well done. The proportions, once again, pretty well done. The yellow is probably not that most accurate, but not as dark as pink. Same articulation, not going to go over it. Once again, hindered by the skirt. But she overall looks nice. I like the figures. And then she also comes with a stylized one, which is kind of a weird, like, boomerang thing, which I guess is actually, I don't really care for the look of it so much, but it actually is a little bit makes a little more sense than her weird land slicer thing. At least to me. I mean, it might be some type of weapon over in Japan or something, but it just seems like so awkward to hold, and this seems more cool. Alright, so now for the villain, we get Master Xandred, Plan Xandred. I kind of bashed this guy at first, and he's still not the greatest. Like, the sculpt actually isn't that bad. Like, the head sculpt here isn't that bad. The paint could be a little bit better, but it's still pretty solid. The sculpt around his chest with, like, all the creepy details is actually done pretty well. And his arms also done pretty well. All this painted detail here. You can really see those things right there. Anyway, legs also done decently. And then the back, you got these giant-ass things, which... Actually, the paint and sculpt isn't too bad. I mean, it could be a little more streamlined. I feel like the purple stands out a little bit too much, like this dark purple here. But the sculpt isn't bad at all. Like, it actually doesn't look half bad. Articulation-wise, he's got, like, the same type of joint as the Rangers, but it's not only hindered by these giant back plates, but he's got the shoulder pad here, which hinders it. He does have a single elbow joint. Same thing with the legs. It's actually not a bad joint. It's just very hindered by these giant back plates. He can swivel here, though. And his head can move up around. Move 360. It's just kind of almost impossible based on all the plating. And then he does come with his sword, which is just all like a bronzish color. And it's got this cool dragon here, but I feel like it should be a lot bigger than it is. But overall, he's not a bad figure, and I'm glad at least we're still getting villain figures. Just to give you a quick look, here's the packaging. I just saved one. It's just got various shots of the Rangers. It's a Super Samurai Ranger. It says that on all of them. It says fire. And then it's pretty much the same packaging. You just got a shot of like the guys up here at the top. And on the back it shows the rest of the wave. I should have saved Xandred's to show you. I feel like his sword should be a little bit bigger. And just as a final thing, because I didn't do it in my Xandred's review, because I didn't feel like pulling them out, just a quick team shot of the Core 5. So here's red, blue, full stand, damn it, blue stand. Or the Core 5, I'll do Core 6 because I have gold power here. He's got gold power. I don't know why I'm even doing this. It's just wasting time for no reason, but I'm committed now. It's happening, sorry. I was committed to it. So there you go. You got all 6 main Rangers in their normal modes. Overall, pretty nice figures altogether. So now, after spending that time wasting your time putting these douchebags in, I'm going to take them out so I have the actual figures in for the final verdict. So, while I'm doing this, like, as you know, from these last 2 waves, they released those main 3 guys with no girls, and then these 3 super guys with the regular girls. I just don't understand why they can't, like, work it out so everything releases at the same time. They released all 5 Rangers in Mega Mode together. Why didn't they release all 5 regular together, and then do all 5 Super Mode together? I don't know. I just wish they would just do that more normally. It's just kind of weird for me. Sorry, Xandred, you're kind of lost. But I just wish they would just streamline that more, just have all 5 at once. It's just kind of annoying. I don't think we've got an announcement of Super Girls yet, but we have got an announcement of figures for the Super Mode version of the Mega Mode. So that should be cool, and that should be in the next wave. I feel like there's something else in that wave that I'm forgetting. And Xandred's totally going to lie down because he's being a pill. Anyway, overall this line's pretty neat. I'm pretty disappointed by the loose leg problems that I'm getting with it. But the figures still look pretty nice, and it's neat to have them, and the girls complete the team. If you're on a budget and really can't afford to import the figure arts, these little figures as a team are just it's a nice alternative. I think they look pretty good on the shelf. They've done a good job at perfecting the 4-inch scale, so I can recommend them to Samurai and Shinkenger fans who don't want to spend all that money, especially since they just announced or they're going to be making figure arts version of the coat mode. So they're a decent alternative. I wish they didn't have the loose leg problems, but they're overall pretty nice looking figures, and I actually quite enjoy them. So until next time, make sure you check out writersrangersrambles.com for token news in the craziest way possible. And while you're there, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast and the Ram Boards to talk about Power Rangers or anything else Toku or nerd related. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.